Thank you
So
and welcome
basically,
back to Varsity Talks. The fourth guest for the day is none other than Komal Ma'am. She is a banker turned entrepreneur. She has spent 22 years of her life in bank and now 7 years she's given to entrepreneurship. She believes and she makes people free, financially free rather, and she coaches them to become financially free via their passions. So follow your passions, follow your dreams, and you can be financially free. Let us hear what Komal ma'am has to say about her entrepreneurship and her contributions towards the society. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with me today.
hi Rajvi. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me. And you are so amazing.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah. So basically, what I do is I coach people to be financially free, and everybody has this desire to be financially free. And financial freedom is not just about money. Financial freedom is the lethal combination of having health, wealth, and time together to be able to do whatever you wish to do. So, one part of how people understand financial freedom is having a lot of money or wealth creation, or having a legacy which you can pass on to your future generations. So, that's one part of financial freedom. But as I explored financial freedom, what I realized is it's not just about the wealth, it's also about the time and the health. Because if you have all the money, but you don't have the health or you don't have the time, how is it going to help? So I realized a very larger definition of financial freedom. And financial freedom is something that we all deserve and we all desire. It's just that our conditioning is such that we don't think we deserve or we desire it because of the way we have been brought up. So it's always about go to work, come back school, get a good job, get good marks, earn a good living, and go to a good school, get good education. Typically, that's how we've been raised up. And so we live our life the way that conditioning has been put into us ever since we have been born. And it's no one's fault because even our parents went through that conditioning. Okay, so it's a good idea to get a good education because, yes, education does help. Having said that, some of the most successful people have had nothing to do with formal education. So, life itself is a big teacher. And if you see the likes of, say, Dhirubhai Ambani in India or abroad, if you see the likes of Steve Jobs, they were all dropouts, either school or college dropouts. But life gave them lessons. And from those lessons, they had so much wisdom. They had gathered so much wisdom that it took them to their next version or to their next level, to their highest potential. So they did not think about, since I don't have a formal education, whether I will become successful or not. They just knew why they wanted to do what they wanted to do. And if one identifies the why, then the how, it just falls in place. And that's what I coach people for. So the how happens. It's like when the why is clear, the how just appears. It's like when the student is ready, the teacher just appears. So that's exactly what I coach people for. I love the smile you have. You have such a wonderful smile on your face right now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And you have been coaching people for a while now. So, do you believe that when you are coaching people or when you're giving this your learnings or your experience to the society, do you believe that you share a give and take relationship with the society that, okay, now I'm giving my learning or I'm giving this. So, this is what I expect the society to give back to me. It can be even the smallest things as respect or, awards or anything. Or do you just believe that I am a giver? I'm just going to give and I do not expect anything in return?
So there are two ways to look at this. All right. One part is the commercial part of it in terms of the transactional behavior, which has some amount of value to it, and which we also called as an energy exchange, or we call the value for the money that we pay, right? So coaching does come at a certain fee. So whatever coaching people take, they pay a price for it. But more than the value of money, it is the time that is being invested by the two people. And yes, when one is giving a certain amount of time, it is expected that the other gives equal amount of time to that transaction. So today time is a very highly valued commodity, and one can give his or her time to somebody who's ready to receive that time. Okay, so more than the money or the any other kind of transactional exchange, I think what is most important is time, because that is something that will never come back. This time that you and me are spending together right now will never come back, and both of us value each other for the time that we are putting in. So you are spending this time so that you can extract whatever you can from a human library called Komal. So Komal has a lot of files. Some may be pleasurable, some may be of pain. And both of those pleasure and pain have made Komal what she is today. And out of those experiences, whatever Komal is sharing is a contribution Komal is making, so that if anybody else is going through the same thing, whatever they get out of this is going to help their journey become faster and smoother. So we are all human libraries, is what I believe. And each of us has a reservoir of experiences and knowledge which we can share and give, because we all got to die empty anyway. Like the book says, die empty, right? And all that we can contribute to people is, you know what, these are the mistakes I made, this is what I did, and maybe you can avoid by learning through me. Don't make your own mistakes. Why reinvent the wheel if I have already done it? What doesn't work doesn't work, what works works. Just do what works. It's like a road map, or we have GPS, and GPS gives you a map. Why would you want to deviate from GPS if you know that GPS is going to reach you in X number of minutes to X location? So as long as you know what's your destination, and you know somebody has done that journey, and somebody has written exactly the milestones कि यहाँ पे ये है, यहाँ पे वो है, you just follow that, right? Why would you want to sit and waste your time? Because time, like I said, is the most uh, priced commodity today, and COVID has taught us that big time.
Exactly.
So I think after the whole of last year, a lot of people who thought ki I will wake up tomorrow and did not wake up. Again, time is a big teacher. And a lot of people who didn't realize whether they'll make it or not and made it through the whole of the year. At the end of the year, I remember I had written this message on my Facebook page, that a lot of people will write about their achievements, that 2020 this is what I did, and this is, but in 2020, even if you survive to see 1st January 2021, it's a big achievement. So yeah, so it's a different perspective. And I think as far as giving is concerned, we are all giving, and all that we want is, how can I change even one life? Because that's what gives me my satisfaction. So it's more than the money that somebody pays me for the coaching I do. If I see that 1% shift, even 1% shift, which can take that person to that person's next version or next level or next highest potential, it gives me immense amount of satisfaction and immense amount of contentment and immense amount of peace, and that is priceless.
I think, you know,
So that
I was going to ask you about, in this selfish world, how do you think about society, and why do you want to give it back to society? Because we're in a bubble. But I did realize while you were speaking that you're a person who would just who would just want the next person to be happy, just grow. You would just love seeing that. And for a person like this, I don't think there's a bubble of selfishness. You don't have anything
yeah.
enclosed inside of you. You just like,
So if you
I'm a
had
खुली किताब, पढ़ सकते हो तो पढ़ लो, सीख सकते हो तो सीख लो, जो निकाल सकते हो निकाल दो.
exactly, it's like the ocean. Okay, so there is an entire ocean out there. The universe is like an ocean. या एंड आप पे डिपेंड करता है आपकी प्यास कितनी है। आप ओशन में एक कप लेके जाते हो, या आप एक ग्लास लेके जाते हो, या आप एक बकेट लेके जाते हो, या आपको पूरा ओशन चाहिए। सो योर थर्स्ट और योर हंगर will decide how much will you get back and how soon will you get back. So it's completely up to the seeker, not up to the giver. Because the giver is ready to give. It's like the universe has it all. Are you asking the universe कि मुझे यार एक चाय दे दो? Are you manifesting just one chai? Or are you manifesting a lot of abundance? It's completely at what level are you vibrating as a seeker?
Listening to you right now, I don't want to ask you questions. I want to just keep listening to you. But I can think that in these 10 minutes, I've actually learned a lot. I've learned the power of giving. I've learned that just be someone's milestone that people look at you and learn from you. And I think that is amazing. I think you've achieved whatever any human wants to achieve, yeah. What we want कि एक बंदा हमें देख ले जो कहे यार इससे सीखना है या इसके जैसे बनना है. And I think you've achieved that
हाँ.
because you have that contentment inside you कि people around me are happy. I've given and people have accepted it and people have grown and you're happy with that.
Yeah. And it's not about कि people should say कि इसके जैसे बनना है. It's about at the end of the day, if I close my eyes and I don't wake up tomorrow morning, will I have the contentment in my last breath कि I did whatever I could today to at least change one life? And trust me, every night when I ask myself this question before I lay down in my bed, I don't know whether I'll wake up the next morning. But every night I ask myself, all the people I met today, did I really give my best to each of those interactions? Have I left something undone, unsaid? If I don't wake up tomorrow, मेरी आत्मा तो नहीं भटकेगी कल. Will I die in peace and contentment? And the answer is a yes. It's a big yes. Unless it's not a big yes, मुझे नींद नहीं आती. There are times when I sleep at 2 and 3 in the morning because if I've had an incomplete transaction or somewhere I feel I could have done more for this person or when I met this person, I will make it a point that I complete it to my satisfaction. So if it's sending a voice note, writing a message, saying, hey, you know what, we spoke about this, and this is what I was actually wanting to convey, which I probably missed out upon. And trust me, after I've done that, I sleep like a baby. You know how babies sleep, like they're like in their own bliss. And that is what is the highest level of satisfaction for me.
Yeah, I was about to say
And
the
it
word.
doesn't
You're a
matter.
woman of satisfaction who wants satisfaction on her ground. That once I give my 100%, that is when I'm satisfied. Even 99.9% will not work for me.
Not work, yeah. And somewhere my inner being just knows it. I just have to ask my inner self, okay, did I really give this person or this situation or this whatever it is, that transaction, my best or not? And when the answer from the inside is a big yes, my heart just sings to it, and I just know that okay, now I can sleep. And that's when I sleep like a baby.
I wish I had the entire time talking to you, but because I would love learning from you, and looking at the way you talk, looking at the way you just you want to give. You're like I can't keep it inside me. I've learned it. I just want to give. You're that person who can't speaking in normal person's language. You cannot digest what you've learned. You want to just puke it out to everyone because you want that everyone should grasp whatever they can from what you have.
So I've discovered a great way of doing it. So what I do is every day I go live on Facebook just for like 5 minutes. So I'm a lot into music. So what I do is when I'm in my car and when I'm driving, I just do a FB live. And I have people who are available at that time. They just come onto my FB page. And whatever is the message that comes from inside of me for that day, I just give it and I always have it woven in a song. So it works like an anchor. And we are Indians, we love a lot of emotions and we love a lot of stories, and that's how we've been brought up. So when it's coupled with a song, it's very easy to remember the message and associate with the song. So that's what I do. And I just do it randomly. There's no fixed timing, there's no fixed agenda. It's not an agenda based thing. So I posted a Facebook live message for Women's Day yesterday for the women and the men. And I just had two men who were there on the page that time. But I think now a lot of people who miss my live, they do come back and see the video because it stays on FB for quite a bit. And those who need to get the message, they just get the message nevertheless. It doesn't matter it's today or tomorrow or whenever they need it, they'll get it.
They get it. It's
So
out there in the
it's so
universe. Whoever needs it can grasp it.
absolutely, and technology is such a blessing. It's up
It
to
is.
us to decide whether to use it as a blessing or a curse.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, lastly, what is that one go home message you give everyone you meet? Or what is that one tagline of yours कि यार इससे learn कर लो जो मैंने सीखी है जिंदगी से तो जिंदगी शायद 1% better हो जाए या 2% better हो जाए.
The one message I always give everybody I meet, whether it's like chota, bada, old, is if today was the last day of your life, what is that one thing which you have to do before you die? And just do it. Because there's no point in dying with a regret. And there is a place called Mukti Dham in Varanasi, and it's about people who can check in 7 days before they know that they're going to die. So there's a time limit to it. So it says if you are going to die within 7 days, you check into Mukti Dham, and that is supposed to be the gateway to moksha in in Hindu religion culture. So culturally, all Hindus who die in Varanasi are supposed to उनको मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होती है ऐसा कहते हैं. So the caretaker of Mukti Bhavan was asked, you've seen so many people die. So, what is the one thing that is common to people who are dying? This is the one thing that is common to people who are dying. Okay, is that's mine. The one thing that is common to people who are dying is regret of three things. The first regret is I couldn't say I love you to the person I love the most, no matter what the relationship is, brother, sister, father, mother, wife, kids. Okay. I missed saying I love you to that person. And today I feel I should have said it more often, or I should have said it at least once. There are people who haven't even said it once. The second regret is I did not do few of the things that my heart so wanted to do at different times, different interventions, intervals of life because of whatever XYZ reasons. And the third biggest reason is I could not follow my dream of whatever is that one thing since childhood that they always wanted to do, that one passion that they always wanted to follow. Okay. Because of whatever reason. So this I think is the biggest lesson that this caretaker has shared. It's an amazing interview where he has shared 12 reasons of what are the things people have to share. So I always say that everybody must read that interview and everybody must then just figure out what is that one thing that ticks them that if they don't do today and if today was the last day, they'll have a regret and they probably die with that. So don't die with any regrets because it's just one life.
Yeah.
और ये नहीं किया तो क्या किया,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It was amazing, amazing listening to you. Honestly, I'm still in that zone. I can actually, wow, it's amazing. I have no words, honestly, to describe it. Thank you so much for being here with me, talking to me. And I'm sure anyone who's going to listen to this, even say today or like days later, they're just going to feel as amazing, or they're going to get the same vibes that I'm getting right now. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again
Wow.
for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Rajvi. I wish you luck in everything you're doing,
Thank you.
and may all your dreams and all your desires turn to reality soon.
Thank you, ma'am.